Okay, my name is Theiss, and I will be presenting athletic trainer. Start off with a little background and history. Athletic training started, it was born alongside the NATA in 1950. NATA was made to support and bring light to the development of athletic training education. Since the birth, the need for professional health skills have dramatically increased. Education requirements. For athletic training, a bachelor's degree from an accredited college is required. For most jobs, a master's degree may be preferred. Most of these education programs start all the way back in high school, taking classes like anatomy, biology, and physics. A few of the entry skills needed for athletic training. Number one would be compassion. When you're dealing with injured clients, being able to bring yourself down on their level is very huge. Decision making, being able to give each client the help they need, the correct help they need. Interpersonal communication, so this is very important when talking to your clients, knowing how to get your message across so that they understand. Active listening, which goes along with the interpersonal communications. Active listening is a huge portion to athletic training, because if you don't know what your clients are trying to tell you or explain to you or try to give you their issue, you won't be able to understand. Last but not least, we have critical thinking. Critical thinking is pretty much encompasses everything together, allowing the athletic trainer to make the correct decisions for each portion of the job. Next we have salary. So the salary depends on a few factors. One being education. Like we said earlier, you have a bachelor's, and some jobs require a master's. For some of those master's jobs, you will most likely be paying more. You have certifications, which could add on, and additional skills, which would also add to your pay. This range starts from $42,000 and extends roughly to about $52,000. This pay also can change on location. For example, living up in New York, where the cost of living is a lot higher, it's going to have a 25% higher salary than, say, down here in Texas, where the cost of living isn't as high. Next, we have the outlook. With more activity becomes more injuries and higher demand for treatment. Athletic trainers are projected to increase approximately 19% in the next 10 years. This is about 4 times the average for all other occupations, and 2 times for as much as any other healthcare occupations. So overall, this job is about to be booming. Increased demand because of increased cost of insurance workers' compensation. So this is, as more people start to work out and become athletic, also comes more injuries, which will cost money to treat. And also in middle and high schools around the country are now requiring athletic trainers as part of their sport programs. A couple advantages and disadvantages. Advantages, we have sport involvement. For most people coming into this career field, they were raised with sports, often still play sports, or are just interested in general, which is a huge benefit for anybody joining the career. Second is the job growth. As we mentioned earlier, the job growth is going through the roof in the next few years, upwards of 20%. The one big disadvantage, as for most healthcare jobs, would be time. This job requires an enormous amount of time and rarely leaves you with free time. Next, we have limitations. The big limitation for this job would be money. The average pay for this career is below average overall. And for the education required for this job, as we mentioned earlier, which is a bachelor's, some could easily go back to school, say for another 2 years, and get their master's degree and get a job in the health profession earning much more. Although money is a limitation, there are many careers that are related to athletic trainer that make much more. As we just mentioned, going back to school and getting your master's would allow you to become, say, an occupational therapist, earning almost double of what athletic trainers pay. And these are my sources. I'd like to thank y'all for tuning in. Thank you.